Here I wanted to show you all the prickly pear cactus that we have going on here. This is on our neighbor's side, and after they saw our prickly pear cactuses here, they also put up some for them. So for all those in the southern US who probably recognizes it really well. And these are cactuses. They've been growing now for about 2.5–3 years, and the size is like 160–170 centimeters already. And yeah, the neighbor's dog, sorry about that, I'm too close to their face. Silla! My our guardian dog, the Kangal dog, Mai. Just look at those colors. It was just in bloom, and I think last week or a few days ago, and now I pretty much missed all the flowers. So I said we grew these prickly pear cactuses with only just a neighbor had some cactuses, and these kind of leaves fell off, branches fell off, and we just stuck them into the ground. And yeah, we barely watered them. Now during the summer, when it's so insanely hot, like now it's like 8:30 in the morning, and it's already I think around 39 Celsius, and I'm like, whew. So yeah, now we will water them. We actually had the kids had their pool out, so we will take the old water from the pool and bring them also some water here for the cactuses. And we really like the fruit, but as said, I usually have my husband peel them for me because he's not this sensitive, and I get all the, even though I use gloves, I get these, even had the thorns in my mouth. That's not as nice. But we really love this cactus, and it grows everywhere in Israel. There I still found a small yellow flower, which will turn into a fruit later. So the interesting thing about this cactus is that even though it's not native to Israel, but it was brought from the States, from the Americas, this is like kind of an unofficial national plant of Israel, in the sense that native Israelis are called tzabar or sabra, and the Hebrew name for this plant is sabres or tzabar. So native Israelis are called, you know, kind of this plant, they're called this cactus. And why is that? It's actually very fitting. It's said that Israelis are very kind of hard and with thorns on the outside, and can appear very aggressive, which I totally agree. That is, many people seem very kind of yeah, almost aggressive, but then they are actually really sweet and kind and helpful on the inside. So they compare Israelis to the fruit of the cactus. So being hard and with stingy thorns on the outside, but very sweet and very lovely on the inside. And yeah, that is a very accurate description of many Israelis. I think it's people that come here, tourists that come here, that are not used to it. They're used to very polite American and European customs. Israeli people are very straightforward. Yeah, I had to stop filming. I'm here standing on the next to the main road of the village, so people keep driving back and forth from work, and they can't understand why I'm like hiding here in the cactuses. So but they're used to me being weird, so that's okay. So I keep trying to film and I have cars coming by all the time, so I think I'll just have to continue even with the cars. So people coming from abroad to Israel or meeting Israeli people abroad will many times be in shock because Israelis are very direct, very straightforward, not polite. That's not to mean that they're not nice. They're usually very friendly, want to help tourists, want to help you, but they're not polite. So, all these kind of, they will be polite in the sense they will greet you and say good morning and how are you and things like that. But Israeli people are can be very pushy and appear very rude, and they can actually be very rude. That was one of the things that I had to learn when I moved here was I need to be very kind of, if I'm polite, I you know, I will be trampled upon. I'm not saying that I have to be not nice and that I have to be rude, but I have to kind of be assertive and strong, and that's just the way it is. And then another car. And then when I get back to anywhere else, like let's say in Europe, where people actually are very polite and people stand in lines nicely and wait for their turn, which they don't in Israel. I just have to remember to make this switch. Also, Israeli people interrupt all the time because that's the way they talk here. And it's a common joke, I think, in general about Middle Eastern people that when they speak like their own native language among themselves, other people think that they're fighting or something because they're just so loud and shouting. But yeah, we actually got quite nicely like fruit from this cactus plant, and yeah, it's not the time yet for the fruit, but these will then become fruit here. So we'll have to wait a few more months for that. But yes, our living fence, and as I said, it's really practical because no one wants to get through this thorny bush or thorny cactus. Now you can see the beautiful yellow flowers. All these flowers were closed in the morning. Now they have opened, at least some of them. You can see more. It's like such a pretty color. It's almost blinding because of the sun. It just reflects. And also in the neighbors, Sabras, we have the exactly same thing. Prickly pear cactus in English, and in Hebrew it's called, as said, sabres. My daughters just surprised me and took out this sabres leaf, and they said they're going to eat it. So we have sabres, the plant, the cactus plant outside, which is not native to Israel. And you can eat the leaves, and also the fruit is really, really sweet and tasty. The fruit is not ready yet, but you can see it's just like a big portion of the cactus. It's like, see, like way bigger than my hand here. Yeah, it's lots of water, and as long as you remove the thorns, it will be okay. That's also the most annoying part with eating the fruit of the sabres. That's why I always have my husband peel them for me. But they're super tasty. And now the kids surprised me by peeling one of these leaves. So we will taste it and then we'll tell you how it was. So here I have it. We have grown this as this kind of a living fence, like a multi-purpose fence, because you don't want to go through this all the thorns. And also it's really tasty, and as it's a cactus plant, it's really easy to grow. You can just stick the kind of leaves. Now it's peeled. It doesn't look like this when it's growing, but when you can just take leaves that fall off from an older plant, or then you can just break off some leaves and then just stick them in the ground, and you barely have to water it. During the summer we do water it because otherwise it gets really kind of, does need some water. But yeah, so this is like the peeled part of the peeled leaf. Now I will taste it. As said, I really like the fruit. But yeah, let's have a bite and see what it tastes like. Interesting. It's like a combination of the fruit and cucumber. It's like obviously not sweet, like kind of lettuce, cucumber taste, but then also a bit sour. And it has like the same consistency as the fruit has inside. The fruit is usually kind of very yellow, orangey inside with lots of seeds. So I actually quite like this. But then I also like kale, so I don't think I will eat the fibers. See? So I'll just eat around the fibers. Our goats loved eating these. They would eat them like they would push through the fence, sadly break the fence, and they would eat these with the thorns and everything. But yeah, this also, as this grows everywhere almost in Israel, because it has been planted almost everywhere, even though it's, as said, not a native species. If you happen to be outside in the desert and you're without water, you can, try to take the thorns out or peel the leaf and then just eat the leaf to get some water in your system. So, but yeah, I don't think I will start like eating this on a regular basis, but it's good to know that, like, it is decent flavor, healthy, and as I said, really easy to grow. So the flowers are pretty, and yeah, even our chickens like this. Actually, we have had some of the leaves kind of break off, and then we just gave them to the chickens. They didn't have any issue with the thorns, but that was kind of, I was a bit worried that maybe the thorns would get stuck in their throat, but it didn't. So, but yeah, nice. This kind of snack. It's also getting closer to 40 degrees Celsius this week, so this is kind of very refreshing. And we also got this really nice book in Hebrew about foraging in Israel, and it has some recipes, and I think it even has a recipe for making ice cream out of sublets. So maybe we'll try it later this week. L'chaim.